Dr. Douse, welcome to Unstuck. I'm so glad to have you.
Hey, Tim, nice to be here. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, man, listen, I have been blown away not only by your approach to life, but your approach to your work. And we were fortunate enough to meet at the National Black Men in Leadership Conference. And since that point, we have already shared some really awesome moments as friends and as colleagues, and so I really am grateful that you took the time to come be a part of the podcast. And what grabbed me is how you see things, and
Yeah.
so I can't wait to talk about that. But I
Yeah.
do want my audience to get to know you some, and we're going to take it back just a little bit, and then we'll jump right into transformation. Can you talk a bit about just who you are, but then also the neighborhood you grew up in? What was it like
Oof.
growing up as Dayan Douse?
Yeah. So, see a little bit about who I am. Husband, father, 30 years. Wow, going on 31 years of marriage.
Wow.
Two daughters, 27 and 25. I always like to lead in when I talk about my daughters is 27 and 25. They are both off my payroll.
Good for you.
And we can talk a little bit about how they got there.
Have mercy.
But uh, family man, man of faith, and I am now retired after 3 decades of IT senior leadership
Yes.
at a Fortune 500 company, and now doing my passion and joy, which I was doing. I call it moonlighting when I was an IT professional,
Yeah.
but now doing my passion of coaching and facilitating. Um, and just enjoying that immensely. I retired in 2024.
Mm.
So I'm headed into my second year of retirement, which what I'd like to say is I retired from that company
Yeah.
because I'm working just as much and just as hard,
Ah,
but it's joyful work. So
good.
really, really enjoying this. You asked about kind of where I grew up. So I'm from Detroit, born and raised. I
What
still
up,
live.
though, is what the young people say when they
Yeah,
see
that's right. What up, though?
that's right.
Uh, Born and raised, still live in the area. And let's see, my mom and dad had been married over 60 years.
Wow.
I grew up with 3 older brothers. I'm the youngest of 4, no sisters. So my daughters were the first uh, girls in the family since my mom.
Wow.
Uh, went to, school in the Detroit area. I went to Catholic high school, Bishop Borges, played sports there,
Okay.
football, baseball, and basketball. Went on to Central State was my freshman year, HBCU in Ohio, and then transferred to Central Michigan. Played baseball in college and had 2 professional tryouts as a junior and a senior. Uh, and My dad also played professional baseball for the Kansas City Monarchs.
Wow.
And so he taught me a lot growing up. It was hard on me, but that got me to 2 professional tryouts and had a chance to go play for the Florida Marlins
Wow.
or the Arizona Diamondbacks when they were first introduced to the league. But unfortunately, I ended up tearing up my shoulder with a rotator cuff issue.
Wow.
And so that led me into my IT career. IT is my love. I love IT, but coaching, facilitation, helping people. I'm a people person, so that is truly my passion.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing today.
It's interesting. You come from IT,
Yeah.
and yet you find yourself in people
Yes.
as a business and industry. Now, there's an interesting marriage going on, an
Mm.
interesting, maybe even a crashing of humanity and technology. How do you see
Oof.
AI and humans today? How
Yeah.
do you see this?
That is a great question and a question that's floating around both in my industry as a coach and in the IT industry. And there's a lot of conversation around AI, experts are saying that AI will take over coaching is
Yeah,
the big conversation for me. And they asked me if I'm fearful of AI taking over human coaching.
yeah,
And that's because AI, if you ask it the same question that a client might ask me, if they ask AI, AI will give it a really detailed response, steps that
that's right.
that client should take, a resolution to the problem that they're facing, and it will do it in minutes. Where it's going to take me a much longer to get through the process of working with that client. And so they say, "Are you fearful that it'll AI will take away your coaching gigs?" And I said, "No, not at all. I'm not uh, scared of that at all. AI is a tool,
That's right.
and it's no different than when, for me, the calculator was introduced. It didn't take away math teachers' jobs,
That's right.
right? They use it as a tool."
If anything, it got worse with the TI-82.
That's right. That's
The
right.
graphic calculators had us in a fix.
Yes, yes, and you always had bad actors, right? The people were gonna
That's right.
use that instead of using their brains,
Correct.
and it's the same thing with AI. You'll have bad actors that use AI for things that we don't really know where it's gonna go, but for the most part, it's a tool, and so I use it as a coach, as a tool. I don't run from it. I say to my clients, "Use AI because you still need." AI was never meant to take away human connection.
No.
That's what it cannot do.
And it can't, right, it's incapable.
And so what I do is I get the information that they've received from AI, and they still need me to help them interpret what AI has told them,
That's right.
right? Because it's a lot of great information, but now I need to apply it.
Yeah.
And I need to bounce this off of a human to say, how does this work in application? And
Mhm.
that's where my coaching, really takes off. And so I love the marriage between the two, and I think it will only get better from here. Again, excluding those bad actors who will use
Right.
AI for God knows what. So we just have to be careful about that.
That's right. That's right. Some way, somehow, values still matter even with technology
That's right.
and
Even
how
more so.
you see it and how you live it. Um, I've been talking a lot about authentic intelligence,
Mm, that's good.
AI, artificial.
Yes.
There's a lot that's going on that's artificial right now. I mean, we're getting so much of our information from an algorithm,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And it's a
Yes.
real thing. There's so much information in front of us. We have access to so much.
Yes.
And yet, the ability to just authentically have an engagement with a person in a grocery store is becoming hard to do.
Yes.
To
Yes. So
resolve
true.
a conflict at work, to have a conversation that's not about someone else or who we should blame or not blame, but actually open up in a way that creates understanding and clarity. Now, that's getting harder.
Yes.
And it seems to be something we have to get back into. And so I'm teaching about authentic intelligence,
I love that.
teaching people how to get back to the skills and the practices that create connection, that create clarity, that create community,
Yeah.
and that drives people performance. I mean, there's no way we can get stuff done unless we do it together.
That's right.
AI may help us go faster, but it won't let us get there.
Yes.
So, one of the core tenets of authentic intelligence
Mhm.
is this idea of taking responsibility,
Yeah.
not holding others accountable,
Yes.
but first taking responsibility for me. The road to authentic intelligence starts with the self and what I'm willing to do as an
That's
individual.
right. That's right.
You have a transformation triangle,
Yes.
and your work is rooted in the idea of taking responsibility.
Yes.
Can you just talk about the transformation triangle with through the lens of this idea of us wanting to understand how do we use that shift in mindset to help us connect, to clarify, to boost human performance over time? Talk, can you just give us some of that,
Yeah.
please?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So let me talk a little bit about the transformation triangle, and we'll go into the different pieces of it. One of them being responsibility. So
Yep.
the transformation triangle is the only how to framework that directly transforms leader, people. So it's personal and professional. You can use it.
Yeah.
It transforms behavior, not just awareness, skills, or mindset. And
Right.
what I like to say is it solves the number one reason that change and transformation fail.
Hmm.
And that's because leaders don't change how they behave.
That's it.
And so the framework is really built on three non negotiable disciplines. The first being responsibility. And responsibility is really about taking full ownership of your role, your impact, and your choices. And
Mm.
you do that without deflection, without rationalization, or blame.
Without deflection, rationalization, or blame.
Yes. Yep.
Are you asking something there, sir? Keep going.
Yes. And we're going to dig into that a little bit
Okay.
because that is where the triangle starts. It starts with ownership and responsibility. The second piece leg of the triangle is around personal change.
Mm.
And that is about leaders doing the internal work required to lead differently, right? I don't want you to just work harder.
Yeah.
I want you to be different. And so there's some internal work that you need to do, and you just don't need to talk differently.
Mm.
I want you to be different.
Mercy.
And then the last piece that holds it all together, what I call the glue of the triangle, is around commitment,
Mm.
right? And this is where leaders make sustained, visible commitments. Those two words are important. Sustained,
And
because
visible.
if it's not sustained, you're not committing,
Right.
right? And if it's not visible, that others can see the commitment, then you can drop the commitment at any time if you're the only one that knows you're committed to something.
Yeah.
And so you need sustained, visible commitments that reinforce new behaviors long after whatever your initial challenge, problem, initiative is.
Mm.
That commitment needs to continue. And so
Yeah.
that is the three sides of the triangle.
Yeah.
But you led in with responsibility, which is where the triangle starts. So whenever you have a challenge, an issue, a problem that you're facing, the first thing you need to do when I've studied successful people, all walks of life, no matter what their career or their journey has been, their success has started with ownership. That whatever they were
Mm.
facing, they owned it.
Yeah. It's mine to do.
It's mine to do. Now, here's what I've learned through research is that we as human beings use the words accountability and responsibility interchangeably.
Mm.
We use them in the same sentence in the same
Yeah.
to mean the same thing, and they are not the
No.
same.
What's the difference?
Accountability is me holding someone into account. So
Yeah.
simply said is we have an agreement that I now get to hold you accountable for.
Mm.
Right. So you and I say, all right, Tim, by the end of the week, I'm going to have something over to you.
Right.
The end of the week goes by and you don't receive it. You get to hold me accountable and call me up and say, what happened? You
Right.
said in our agreement that you would have something to me by the end of the week and I don't have it. That's
Yeah.
accountability.
Okay.
Now, what I also want to let people know is that the agreement sometimes is not agreed by both parties.
That's right. It's a what they call it, a voluntold.
That's right. Yes. Right. So
Yeah.
it's not that both parties have agreed, but as soon as one party believes there's an agreement, then I get to hold you an account for
It's
that.
on.
And we get to have a conversation around it. Responsibility is the other side of it. So it's
Mm.
not you holding me into account for something that we agreed to. It is me holding myself responsible.
That's it.
There's a definition of responsibility. I've redefined what responsibility means. So if you go look this up in the dictionary, it's not there.
Right.
But for the purposes of transformation, responsibility by definition is you have the power and ability to
Yes.
create, choose, and attract, period.
Create, choose, attract.
Yes. Now, let me break that sentence down because this is where I lose people right out the gate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm going to start with the beginning of that definition. You have the power and ability. Let's stop there.
And ability.
When people aren't taking responsibility, they are laying blame, they are justifying, they are in shame for something they haven't done. I didn't get you what I promised at the end of the week. And so
Yeah.
I feel bad about that. And I'm feeling shame.
I'm responsible.
I didn't get you what I promised by the end of the week. And so I say, "Ah, Tim, sorry about that. But, my wife planned a trip and I didn't know about it. So I blame her for not doing what I said I was going to do. I say, oh, Tim, I didn't get you
Yeah.
what I said by the end of the week. And let me tell you this long story about what happened. Man, the dog got sick. My wife did this. The kids did that.
We'll
That's
tell you about it next.
justification. That's me justifying why I didn't do what I said I was going to do. The problem is I gave you a really good story, but you still don't have what I promised you. So the problem still exists. And you get to say, thank you. I feel empathy for the story you shared. And it was a really good story,
Right.
but I still don't have what you've promised me, right?
That doesn't solve our problem.
Doesn't solve. And then the last piece is obligation.
Mm,
Obligation, when you're not taking responsibility, is simply saying the things that you have to do and not what you want to do. If I have to do something and I feel like I have no other choice because I have to do, now there are things in life you have to do. Like
sure.
I have to pay my taxes, or there's
That's
a penalty for that, right? There are things you have to do, but it is a powerful life when you can live it doing the things that you want to do,
that's right.
right? Because
That's
obligation breeds resentment,
it does.
right? If I stay obligated too long, then I'm going to resent having to do it at all,
That's correct.
right? And so I
And
want
you
to
can
be in a
feel that
space.
rising up. You can feel it bubbling up.
Yes, yes. I want to be
If
in a
you're
space where
not
I want to.
right, if I'm not already determined to be responsible for it, that bubbling up takes over sometimes.
Yes, yes. So those are all the ways we cope with life.
Mm,
And what I tell people, I can recognize in just talking to you where you are in your coping, whether you're in lay blame or justified just by our conversation. And I don't beat people up for that
wow.
because we all do it. We're all human. And so when you're just coping with life, what you have lost is the first part of the definition, your power and ability.
Mm, your power.
It's my power.
Yes,
I get to do something different. I own
yeah,
this,
that's right.
right? What I should tell you is, Tim, my apologies for
Mm,
not getting you what I promised by the end of the week. I will have it to you by Monday
that's responsible.
at 10 o'clock.
That's right.
No excuses. You don't need the story. You just need to know that I didn't get it and when am I going to get it?
Mm.
And I have the power and ability to do that.
If if we tapped into that power in the workplace,
Yes.
what are the implications? What are the
Ooh,
consequences if we tap into the just imagine an organization
yeah.
or just one team in an org
Yeah.
that takes on the transformation triangle, that
Yeah.
owns it. What do we
Yes.
get for that effort?
Yeah. You get um you get teams. So what I've experienced in helping organizations, using the transformation triangle is you get a high level of collaboration.
Mm,
You get a high level of teamwork.
yeah,
So I've worked with teams where now, as opposed to the deliverable being behind by days, weeks, months, you get a team member, not the boss's boss, but I
yeah,
get a team member, a peer that comes to me and says, hey, you had a deliverable due,
right.
and I don't think you're going to make the deadline. Here's the responsibility. When it's in the culture,
Wow.
that teammate doesn't just say, well, sucks to be you. Hope you have a job next week. They say, "How can I help you?"
Wow.
I have seen teams rally around a person that has a deliverable due, that is struggling to meet that deadline, and they stay after work.
They help.
They say, "My stuff is done," and they literally hover around the desk of a team member and say, "Where are you? What do you need done? How can I
That's
help?" That is ownership. That is saying, I got the power and ability to not let my organization, my team member down and just walk off and go home. So it's been a long day for me, right? Hope you
that's
get out of here before 9 o'clock
and you know that happens
all the time,
all the time.
all the time. So that is what
Yeah.
having this model in the organization does. The second part of that is to create, choose, and attract. And I
Mm.
emphasize period at the end of that
Yeah.
because having your power and ability to create, choose, or attract, the period says everything. Everything, situation you find yourself, good or bad,
That's right.
you created it, you made a choice to be in it, or you attracted it. And attraction is not this lofty word.
Right.
Attraction just says humans have energy,
That's right.
right? And like energy, just like magnets, attract like energy.
That's
So
right.
if you have negative energy, guess what you're going to get? More of it. You have positive energy, you will attract positive energy. So just, I tell people, watch your energy. And you have the power and ability to change your energy whenever you want.
Mm.
So everybody has bad days.
That's
Having a
right.
bad day, your energy is low. Figure out, it could be people. If I surround myself with certain people with high energy, they have the capacity to bring that energy level up, right? So
That's right.
watch that energy. So that is all around responsibility, how that first part of the triangle works. It's getting people to understand where they're coping and get to a level of responsibility, and that just does wonders for a team, the organization, leadership. If you've ever led a team where everybody wants to throw their hands up and say, I don't know how this happened,"
Right.
that is a tough leadership spot to be in.
Mm.
But I can tell you that leaders who've implemented this transformation triangle, when they have a team that's responsible, their work is so much easier.
Mm.
When something goes wrong, and it will, inevitably, it will always be problems. That's why you're working for a company, right? Because you're trying to solve
You're
problems.
trying to solve the
You're there
problem.
to solve
That's
problems.
right. That's right.
When you as a leader walk into your team meeting and say, "We have a problem," and they have this model in place, I've had organizations hang this model on their walls
Wow.
as a reminder. When I was leading teams, I would put this on the wall. So my desk, I'm sitting behind my desk. Some people they would come in and sit at my desk and we'd have a conversation.
Right.
This model hung behind them on the wall.
I know that's right.
And people say, "Well, why did you put it on the wall behind them and not behind you so they could see it?" And I said,
Yeah.
"It's not for them. It's
Yeah.
for me.
That's right.
It's to remind me
That's right.
of what I need to do to get them to a different place, to behave differently." Right.
Mm.
And so uh, it hung on my daughter's walls in their room.
Yeah.
Right. I needed them to learn and understand what this meant. It hung on our refrigerator for years. Right. And people would ask my daughters, "How do you live in a household with a man who created
Who puts
a
a
model
responsibility triangle on the refrigerator?
that doesn't let you off the hook for anything?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "It just became who we are." So much so that they would use it on me,
Yeah.
right? I'm in a conversation on a conference call and I would be coping. I would be laying blame or telling this
Mm.
long justification story. And I get off the call and they say, "Dad, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure." And they said, "Were you in lay blame on that call?" And I said, "Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
Hold on. This
Right.
is my model. You're not supposed
Way
to use
out
it
of
on the
my business.
master."
But isn't it great to know that they know it?
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I mean,
And
it's just when you think about you, particularly children, your kids,
yeah.
you want them to be grounded in something that can sustain them,
Yes.
and you
Yes.
gave it to them.
That's
And
right.
I'll be talking to mine about the triangle because it's
Yes.
really important, and it's just a helpful way to understand it.
Yes.
We can live it.
Yes.
Um, Final question.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for people leaders, for managers, people who have been promoted before they were prepared
No.
and they feel stuck, right? I'm stuck between power and my people. I'm stuck between what I know and what I don't. I'm
Yes.
stuck between an overwhelming flow of work and a bunch of attitude.
Yes.
What advice of transformation do you have for those leaders feeling stuck?
That's a great question. And what I would start with is if you are stuck in any point in your career, so new leaders, you could be a seasoned veteran leader and you can find your place stuck. I deal with a lot of veteran leaders who are stuck right now. The conversations I'm having are around feeling alone.
Mm,
When you
yeah,
get to the top, there's a loneliness there, right? That says, who do I turn to with these types of issues and challenges? If you're not at the top, you don't know what I'm facing.
that's
And
right.
so there's a bit of loneliness there. Not isolation, there's a
Yeah,
difference, but
yeah,
just feeling like you're the only one. But if you're feeling stuck at any point in your career, I say the first thing to do is find a coach.
that's right.
Do not try to work harder, you know, push your way through it because that leads to burnout, anxiety, uh, you know, all kind of physical and mental issues.
That's right.
And so find somebody that can help you think through what the challenge really is. Now, I'm
Mm,
not talking about just a friend who's going to tell you what you want to hear. You need a coach or a mentor
yeah,
that can help you objectively think through what the problem is. And what I always tell people is you already have the answer.
that's right. It's in you.
It's in you already.
Yep.
It's just noise that's blocking it. And the
Mm,
coach or the mentor's job is to clear the noise,
that's right.
to help you see what you already knew was the answer,
That's right.
right? So find that. Also, use this triangle because it will get you back on track.
Yeah.
That first part, and we only talked really through, and we have to come back maybe, Tim, if I can,
We gotta come back,
in,
get part 2 for sure.
invite it back on your podcast. That would be
'Cause that
wonderful.
personal change piece is a whole nother monster.
It's a whole nother piece, right? But the model,
Yeah.
the steps that you go through in each part of the triangle is why I said it's a how-to model. This isn't theory.
Yeah.
It will identify for you where you're stuck. If you just talk through it and say, okay, I'm not at a place of responsibility, it will show you. I
Yeah.
guarantee to you and your listeners, in just a little bit that I shared on the first part of the triangle around responsibility, and I gave you those terms of laying blame, justifying, feeling shame, and obligation.
That's right.
The very next conversation you have, because I didn't give you any rocket science.
Right.
It's a practical how-to model.
Right.
You will, in your very next conversation, see where somebody is. You
Mm,
will hear it. You will say, "Oh, I know where this person is. They're in lay blame,
that's
or
right.
they're in justified."
And you
Right?
can listen for it and then help them out of it.
And in the same way, that leader who's stuck can identify for themselves, "Oh my goodness, I'm in shame."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you start to work towards the definition. Okay, what power and ability do I have? What choice do I need to make?
Right.
What energy do I need to bring to this? Um, and so you can work yourself through this model. A coach is always helpful, but again, the model is self-sufficient that it
Yeah.
will
To get
deliver
started,
you.
you can start with the model.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doctor, you've been amazing. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for your time.
I
Um,
appreciate it.
Coming up yet this year, you've got some quarterly events
Mm,
coming up. If you
yes.
uh folks can look up right now, Pride Consulting.
Yep, and
And
it's
Dr. Douse, tell us about how people can get to you.
yeah, appreciate that. So if you go to www.pride-consulting.com, you'll get to my website and all the information is there. It talks about the motto and the work that I'm doing. So you can get some insight there. It'll also tell you about the upcoming events. So what you mentioned, March 19th, I'll be hosting a Transformation Triangle Leadership Experience. And it is titled Clarity Before Action. So that's
Mhm.
March the 19th from 9 to 10:30,
March
and
19th.
you can get all the information on that uh, coming up, and you can purchase tickets there. But yeah, that's the best way to start and by all means, go there and start a strategic conversation with me. I'd love to chat around anything that you might be facing.
He's telling the truth. We
Yeah.
met at an event and we have stayed connected. You heard
Yes.
me, that we met. Pride-consulting.com is where you find Dr. Douse. And March 19th, for the first of this year's events, I'm going to be there. So
Yes.
don't meet me there, beat me there on March 19th to see Dr. Douse. Doc, thank you for being aboard. And as always, the unstuck are truly unstoppable. We'll see you next time.